Hello everyone. Today let us understand the concept of leverage. The concept of leverage is actually borrowed from physics. Hence, in order to understand leverage, we have to understand its mechanics. In physics, leverage is an action amplifying an input force to provide greater output force. In other words, a force applied at one point is transformed or magnified into another larger force or motion at some other point, which means a small force exerted at one point should result in a greater amount of force at the other point. This action is called as leverage. The function of lever is to raise a heavy object with a minimum force. Now, how is that done? Let's understand it with the help of some charts. Here in this chart, a person is trying to push a heavy object with his bare hands. But even after applying a greater force, he is not able to achieve the desired result. Now let's look at the second chart. Here, a person uses an iron rod as a lever to push the heavy object. And because of that, he exerts a moderate force. But again, he is not able to achieve the desired result as the action of leverage is not adequately used. Whereas in the third chart, the person acts smart. Here, along with the iron rod, he also uses a fixed wooden object called as fulcrum as a lever to push the heavy object. And because of this, the person exerts a lower force and achieves the desired result. This action of using an iron rod with the help of a fulcrum to lift heavy object by exerting a lower force is called as leverage in physics. Now let's see how does the concept of leverage is applied in finance. As we have understood from the previous chart that leverage is an action of making a small effort at one point and achieving a higher result at the other point. Similarly, in finance, a leverage indicates that a small change in one financial variable results in a large change in another financial variable. In physics, this is achieved with the help of a fixed object called fulcrum. Similarly, in business, we have fixed cost. Thus, leverage refers to the ability of a business to use its fixed cost to enlarge the return to the shareholders. Return to the shareholders means earning per share. So to sum it up, leverage in business terminology is an action of using its fixed cost to generate higher earnings to its shareholders. Now, as it is clear that leverage occurs because of the presence of fixed cost, that means the company which does not incur any fixed cost have no leverage. So to know leverage, it's very much important to understand fixed cost. Fixed cost in business is classified as operating fixed cost and financial fixed cost. Operating fixed cost give rise to operating leverage, whereas financial fixed cost give rise to financial leverage. Operating leverage is used as a measure of business risk, whereas financial leverage is used as a measure of financial risk. The combined effect of operating leverage and financial leverage give rise to combined leverage. Thus, combined leverage is a measure of total risk of the business. Now let's see operating leverage in detail. As we know, operating leverage is a measure of business risk, which is also called as operating risk. Operating leverage is defined as the firm's ability to use its fixed operating cost to magnify the effect of change in sales on its earning before interest and tax. Thus, a high degree of operating leverage indicates that there will be a large change in EBIT on account of a relatively small change in sales and vice versa. Let us see this with the help of an example. So, an operating leverage of 2 means a 10% increase in sales will result in a 20% increase in EBIT and vice versa. So as we can see in the example, an operating leverage of 2 causes a magnifying effect on EBIT. So a 10% increase has caused a magnifying effect on EBIT and the increase in EBIT resulted to be 20%. So operating leverage can be calculated with the help of formula percentage change in EBIT upon percentage change in sales. Again, we know operating leverage exists only if there are fixed operating costs, and contribution when deducted with fixed cost gives us EBIT. Hence, more the fixed cost, more will be its impact on EBIT, and lower the fixed cost, lower will be its impact on EBIT. Hence, operating leverage can also be determined by calculating the proportion of contribution to EBIT. So another way for calculating operating leverage is contribution upon EBIT. Now let's understand financial leverage in detail. Financial leverage is a measure of financial risk. Financial leverage arises when a firm employs debt funds with fixed interest charges in its capital structure. Financial leverage is defined as the firm's ability to use fixed interest charges to magnify the effect of change in EBIT on its earning per share. Hence, the formula for calculating degree of financial leverage is equals to percentage change in EPS upon percentage change in EBIT. Again, we know EBIT, that is earning before interest and tax, when deducted with fixed interest charges, we arrive at earning before tax. Hence, higher the interest charges involved, more will be its impact on EBIT, and lower the interest charges involved, lower will be its impact on EBIT. Hence, financial leverage can also be determining by calculating the proportion of earning before interest and tax to earning before tax. So another way for calculating financial leverage is EBIT upon EBT. Now let's understand combined leverage in detail. Combined leverage is also called as total leverage. Combined leverage is a measure of total risk of a firm. Combined leverage arises from the existence of fixed operating cost and fixed interest charges. Combined leverage is defined as the firm's ability to use its fixed cost, both operating and financial, to magnify the effect of change in sales on its earning per share. Hence, the degree of combined leverage can be calculated with the formula percentage change in EPS upon percentage change in sales. Again, as we have seen, combined leverage is a function of operating leverage and financial leverage, and the formula for calculating operating leverage is contribution upon EBIT, whereas the formula for calculating financial leverage is EBIT upon EBT. EBIT and EBIT will get cancelled. Hence, what remains is contribution upon EBT. So, another formula for calculating combined leverage is contribution upon EBT. Now, let us see the chart showing operating, financial and combined leverage. Now, this is our income statement where sales less variable cost gives us contribution, less fixed cost gives us earning before interest and tax, less interest charges will give us earning before tax, less tax, earning after tax, less preference dividend if any, we get earning available for equity shareholders, and we calculate EPS with the help of formula earning available for equity shareholders upon number of equity shares. Now, the part of income statement from sales to EBIT deals with operating leverage. That is, a small change in sales will bring out a magnifying effect on change in earning before interest and tax. Whereas the part of income statement from EBIT to EPS deals with financial leverage. That is, a small change in EBIT will result in a magnifying impact on change in EPS. Now, that means the combined effect of operating leverage and financial leverage is called as total leverage, that is combined leverage. That is, a change in sales will bring out a magnifying effect on change in EPS. So this is a chart which shows operating, financial and combined leverage. Now let us see how to calculate operating, financial and combined leverage with the help of an example. A firm has a sales of rupees 40 lakhs, variable cost of rupees 25 lakhs, fixed cost of rupees 6 lakhs, 10% debentures of rupees 30 lakhs and equity capital of rupees 45 lakhs. Calculate operating, financial and combined leverage. So for calculating leverage, we will be first framing income statement. So sales as given to us as 40 lakhs less variable cost 25 lakhs, we will be getting contribution as 15 lakhs less fixed cost. When we say fixed cost, it means operating fixed cost. So operating fixed cost is given to us as 6 lakhs. We will be getting earning before interest and tax 9 lakhs less interest. Now interest is to be calculated on debenture of rupees 30 lakhs at the rate of 10%. So 30 lakhs into 10%, that will be 3 lakhs. So earning before tax is 6 lakhs. Now they have not given us the tax rate, so we are not in a position to continue income statement further. So let's stop at this point and calculate our leverages. So first we will be calculating operating leverage. The formula for calculating operating leverage is contribution upon EBIT. So contribution we have calculated as 15 lakhs upon EBIT we have calculated as 9 lakhs. So this will be equals to 15 lakhs upon 9 lakhs, that is 1.67. So the operating leverage is 1.67. Second, we will be calculating financial leverage. So financial leverage can be calculated with the formula earning before interest and tax upon earning before tax. So earning before interest and tax we have calculated as 9 lakhs upon earning before tax is 6 lakhs. So we will be getting our financial leverage as 1.50. So this is how we calculate financial leverage. Then third, we will be calculating combined leverage. The formula for calculating combined leverage is contribution upon EBT. The contribution that we have calculated is 15 lakhs upon EBT is 6 lakhs. Hence, the combined leverage that we are getting is 2.50. Now, the combined leverage is a function of operating and financial leverage. So, combined leverage can also be calculated with the help of formula operating leverage into financial leverage. So, that is equals to 1.67 into 1.50, which again gives the same answer as 2.50. So combined leverage can either be calculated with the help of formula contribution upon EBT, or it can be calculated with the formula operating leverage into financial leverage. Now let's see how to calculate leverage in 3 different cases. So case 1, If operating leverage is 1.5, financial leverage is 3, then calculate combined leverage. We know combined leverage is a product of operating leverage and financial leverage. The operating leverage given to us is 1.5 and the financial leverage given to us is 3. So the combined leverage that we are going to get is 4.5. So this is how we have to calculate combined leverage with the help of financial leverage and operating leverage. In case 2, if the operating leverage is 1.5, so operating leverage is given to us and combined leverage is 3, and they have asked us to calculate financial leverage. Again, by using the same formula, combined leverage is equals to operating leverage into financial leverage. In this case, we know the value of combined leverage, that is 3 is equals to operating leverage is 1.5 into financial leverage. So financial leverage can be calculated as 3 upon 1.5. So that is equals to 2. So financial leverage in this case is 2. In case 3, financial leverage is given to us as 2 and combined leverage is given to us as 5, and they have asked us to calculate operating leverage. Again, with the help of same formula, combined leverage is equals to operating leverage into financial leverage. Combined leverage is given to us as 5. Operating leverage we have to calculate and financial leverage is given to us as 2. So operating leverage can be calculated as 5 upon 2, that is equals to 2.5. So operating leverage in this case is 2.5. This is how leverage is to be calculated in different cases. I hope you have understood the concept of leverage.